Turn on. Time. We need more.
All right, you can feel the energy on the field. That's Canada's national soccer team preparing ahead of tonight's historic matchup. A huge elimination game against Venezuela in the quarterfinals of the Copa America. Canada has already accomplished a lot in the tournament, advancing through the preliminary stage in a group that included Argentina. But tonight will be another huge test against a young and hungry Venezuelan team. Soccer insider John Molinaro joins us now with more on this high-stakes soccer match. Hello, John. Thank you for joining us.
Hey.
So let's start with how big of a game this is.
Yeah, massive. I mean, probably one of the biggest in the history of, the men's national team. Copa America, probably only behind the European Championships and the World Cup in terms of importance on the international soccer stage. So this is Canada's first time participating in this tournament. The fact that they were able to get out of a group that included world champions Argentina was pretty big. Now they're sort of standing on the precipice of actually reaching the Final Four, the semifinals of the tournament, playing a very talented Venezuela side. So it's a massive moment for the program, especially when you consider they've kind of faltered since qualifying for the World Cup in Qatar. They haven't. They've kind of fallen down the map a little bit. So this is a big moment to gain some momentum for the program again.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably getting fans going after some disappointment with the World Cup. Canada will play tonight's match without Tejan Buchanan. We were showing some video of him with his injury. What does his absence mean?
Yeah, it's a bit of a blow for Canada because Tejan, very dynamic and sort of fearless attacker who really likes to sort of run at opposing defenders. He's very quick and such a dynamic attacker. So now he started the first game for Canada against Argentina, and then he kind of came off the bench in the last two games. So Canada does have other options that they can play at his right wing back spot, but there's no question. I mean, you lose something with a player of his caliber and his sort of player profile.
And let's talk scoring goals. So Canada has struggled with scoring goals in this tournament. How do they change that up? Well,
I think they have to get Alphonso Davies more involved. I mean, obviously the Bayern Munich player is Canada's most famous player and probably best player, but he's mostly been played as a left fullback position in the defense. I'd like to see him play a bit more forward. Canada does play him as a winger or a wing back sometime. I think the closer you put him to goal, the more he'll get involved. So I think just getting him the ball a bit more often, especially in the final third of the pitch, could lead to good things for Canada.
And let's shift gears a little bit, talk about some of the big names that are clashing in the quarterfinals of the Euros. Germany facing Spain and France taking on Portugal. Tell us about those matchups. Yeah,
really high-profile games. I mean, Germany, obviously the host nation and a lot of people's favorite to win the tournament, but Spain has been absolutely brilliant. I mean, they've won all three of their group stage games, and then they obviously won their round of 16 game. For me, they're my favorite to win. I just think they're a fantastic team. And then you have Portugal and France, which is a rematch of the 2016 final. France, probably everyone's favorite coming to this tournament, and Portugal featuring Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe his last game for Portugal. Still hasn't scored at this tournament, so it's an interesting battle between two European heavyweights.
All right, going back to the Canadians, I'm going to ask you to put on two hats, so your analyst hat and your fan hat. So let's start with the analyst hat. Do you think they'll win? What are their chances of winning?
It's a winnable game. I mean, Venezuela is not sort of Argentina or Brazil. They're not the strongest sort of nation in South America, but it's a very young team. And they're kind of like Canada. They've kind of just, don't necessarily get the respect that they deserve, and they've really sort of come along through this tournament, really progressed, and they came through a very difficult group that included Mexico. So I think it's going to be a tough game. I think there's going to be goals in it. So I mean, I think if Canada is going to have to win, they're going to have to find their scoring boots, because it's going to be a tough game.
All right, your fan hat. How hard are you cheering?
Oh, I'd like to see them win. I think it's it'd be, like I said, it'd be a great moment for the national team program. They've never been at this tournament, and seeing them actually reach the semifinals, it would be absolutely massive. So I'd love to see it.
All right, thank you so much for that, John, for those insights and that update.
You're welcome.